Let's start taking some of the BTST ideas from our experts. Then, and Kunal, you go first. Tell us which stock are you eyeing?
So I'll go with two sell calls and individual names where the stock has shown signs of weakness. So the first one is a sell on Info Edge. The stock showing signs of weakness, breaking below the 200 DMA. So look out for targets in the range of 7,000. Stop loss at 7,300. And Prestige is the other stock. That stock has confirmed a break of its previous major swing lows, breaking below the the January or the February lows very recently made. That was around the 1200, 1220 mark. So look out for targets in the range of 1150. Stop loss at 1220.
All right, one buy and one sell from Kunal. But Naresh, what about you?
Buy and a sell from me too. First is a buy on M&M with a stop loss at 2690, target price of 2750. Second is a sell on Tech Mahindra, which has broken down below that 1600 mark, stop loss at 1630, target price of 1580.
Okay, let's toss it across to Snehi then and get us a flavor of how today's day has been.
Well, absolutely. Let's take a look at how today's trading session has panned out, and we have been range bound ever since that gap down open we saw early in the morning. We saw 1% cut coming in, more than 100 points lower. And in fact, we've deepened that cut, a 250 point cut coming in on the Nifty. So that's a 1% cut coming in across the benchmark indices, because you also have Sensex that has ended the day with a cut of 1%. The advanced decline ratio was very steeply in the favor of the declines today, but luckily, nonetheless, the India Wix has done pretty well today, because at one point we were higher by 7% on open, but now that has reduced, and in fact now we're on the red. So this shade of red is the only space that's the red is looking good over here. A 0.2% cut coming in on India Wix. 14.5 is where we are. Let's pull up the broader markets and take a look at what the mid cap and the small cap index have done in today's trading session, because we've seen quite the recovery coming in, but nonetheless they've ended the day with a cut of 1%. So that's a cut of 1% on the mid cap as well as the small cap index. So that's not looking very good for the broader markets. Really, the small cap index has in fact intensified the sell-off on that front. Let's take a look at some Nifty 50 gainers and losers in today's trading session. M&M, Dr. Reddy's, Aisha, Hero Moto, all trading anywhere between with gains of 1 and 1.5%. So these are the stocks that held up the market quite decently. But on the flip side, what weighed very heavily was your IT names, the likes of Wipro, 3.7% cut, HCL Tech was lower by 3%, TCS, Infosys, ONGC, Bharti Airtel. Top 4 of the Nifty losers today all belong to the IT space, and that's no surprise to say that Nifty IT was the biggest sectoral loser in today's trading session. That index was lower by 2.7%, so IT is something that has not done very well today. On the flip side, you had FMCG and auto that have ended in the green. FMCG a surprising winner in today's trade. The likes of Varun Beverages were up 4.5%, United Spirits, Colgate, United Breweries, Nestle, all of these stocks have done pretty well for themselves in today's trading session. On the flip side, Nifty Metal is your second biggest sectoral loser in today's trading session. The likes of SAIL, Vedanta, Hindustan Zinc, Tata Steel, Jindal Steel, all of these stocks have ended with deep cuts in the red. So that is largely what the market construct was looking like in today's trading session. A couple of stocks that were worth highlighting. First of all, you had a Jefferies note coming in on M&M. They've maintained a buy rating, target price of 4,075 rupees. On the back of that, M&M is a stock that has done pretty well, a 1.6% uptick coming in on M&M in today's trading session. CLSA also rather upbeat on the Indian auto space, and they believe that Tesla's foray is not going to disrupt much when it comes to Indian autos. So auto has nominally ended in the green very marginally, but nonetheless that positive that sentiment on the back of the CLSA note was looking good for auto. Nomura also coming out with a good note on the auto space. City on Interglobe Aviation. Interglobe Aviation was another stock to watch out for. That was a high flyer in today's trading session. Citi has initiated a 90-day positive catalyst watch, so looking very good when it comes to Interglobe Aviation as well. Also, two other stocks to talk about today, or rather 4 if you talk about the exclusions as well. Two new inclusions in the Nifty 50 index are going to be Zomato as well as Jio Financial Services. Let's pull up both of those stocks. Zomato nonetheless has ended with a cut of 3.2% because as part of the CLSA India strategy, that stock has been downgraded on the back of its Q3 earnings. So Zomato is down by almost 3.5%. Britannia and BPCL are the ones that are going to be replaced by Zomato as well as Jio Financials. But that's how we're going to wrap up today's trading session. Let's pull up Nifty for one last time, because we're seeing a cut of 1% coming in. We have not sustained around those. We have rather been around the 22,550 mark, but that mark is also looking a little shaky. Let's give the rate some time to settle in. But a 1% cut is what we're going to have to go home with across the benchmark indices.